She loved her studio teachers, but the main focus was the parts she was playing, was shooting the parts. So it was somewhat difficult for her when she did get back into school, but she spent a lot of time from about 6 years old to about 12 years old doing little guest spots, doing TV movies, filming some, projects, and kind of living in a different world. So I would say her career, there was some family dynamics that came into play, and things kind of changed a little bit. I mean, Hollywood definitely has its creativity, its beauty, and a lot of talent, but it can also be hard, especially on children.
Well, after our picture, she became quite a star. She did 2 or 3 pictures at Disney and had a great career, but she got that awkward stage beyond being a child actor into a teenage actor, and she just didn't have any roles. Didn't show up.
There's some stresses that happen, and so I would say there came a time when Bridget kind of took a break and went to school, and being a single parent with 2 children, and getting out there and working, that it's a big job being, taking time to work in that industry, and then to kind of pull away from that and have time to be able to go out and work, and Bridget kind of took a break, and then to get back into it again, it was a different different time. Going through being a child actress to then going through your teens and the different parts that are out there, it just I guess it just didn't kind of happen. It didn't happen. And I think she tried to get back into acting when she was probably 14, 15, maybe 16, probably 16, because she had some beautiful headshots when she was 16. And but she also was starting to have some of her own adventures. She was adventuring out, with the Grateful Dead. She was starting to be a little rebellious teenager. So she was starting to have her own adventures and stepping out into life. And she had some great friends. And then she also had some friends that were not too great. And with peer pressures and things, she kind of got, we all have our own choices that we make, but one thing led to another, and she did get into drug addiction. She was 17. Mm-hmm. So those were some pretty rough years, from 17 and 18, 19, 20.
That's when you wish, oh gosh, I wish I had talked with her. I wish I had been there. But, everybody goes, there are different ways, and what input you get in your life is going to take you to another direction.
Bridget wasn't living at home. Probably starting around 17 years old, she decided to run away. And I would say kind of got led astray. And that's kind of what happens when, there are peer pressures, there are rebellious times. And but she came home. She always knew that I was here for her when she was ready to come home. And thankfully, Bridget did come home. And she was doing a rehab, she was getting cleaned up, she was doing great. And we were celebrating, our love for each other, our unconditional love. She was She was doing great. She was doing really good.
The story has a sad ending. The girl that played Savannah, a gal named Bridget Andersen, passed away several years ago from a drug overdose. And it was really tragic because, well, anybody's death like that is tragic, but Bridget's mother called me to tell me that Bridget had passed away. She had grown up to be a beautiful young lady. She had just gotten back into acting. Life was great and grand. Then she went to a party and her ex-dealer was there. She did some whatever she did. She ended up in a coma for 4 days and died. And it was debilitating because she was great as a 7-year-old, apparently great as a 21-year-old.
But after not being involved in the drug world, a friend from the past joined her, and that was it. So she overdosed, and it wasn't meant to be that way. It wasn't supposed to be that way, but that's the way it happened.
It was such a waste, so sad. I mean, when I heard about anybody, but because I was close to her, it's just to know the beauty of that person and that she was unable to be guided in the right direction.
So Bridget's sister was 5 years younger, 16, 17, 18, yeah. So she was about 16 when this happened. And Bridget and Angelica were extremely close. They were awesome sisters. And Bridget was always very, very protective of Angelica. And still is to this day. So Bridget's little sister, Angelica, who's now 37, and she's beautiful. And I asked her, if there was some things that she would like to share on this video, and especially when it came to the question about Bridget's experience. So I'm going to share this with you. So she says, there are so many wonderful things about the entertainment industry, the creativity, the opportunities, but sadly you see drugs become a path that many child actors go down. There's a lot of pressure put on them in the public eye during a time when they are developing their self-esteem. And what starts as a rebellion, sadly, can turn to addiction. Bridget was trying very hard to overcome addiction, and sadly, like too many families have experienced, she was unable to do so. I know she will want her experiences to help others to stay away from drugs. So she had so much love to give, and does still, by sharing with the world Savannah Smiles. So I really want to express gratitude to all of Bridget's fans during her time, her acting time, but even today, even now.
When Savannah smiles, those gray clouds start to pray.
Bridget was on a talk show. She was on Johnny Carson, which was super exciting. She was just coming out of Savannah Smiles. She had done Mae West. She did Gunshot. And then she actually did Fairy Tale Theater, where she played Gretel and Ricky Schroeder was Hansel. So that kind of got her on the Johnny Carson show. And on the Johnny Carson show, he asked Bridget, he said, if you as time goes by and you're not acting anymore, do you have any other interests that you'd like to do? And she said, well, I would like to maybe direct and produce. And he said, really? So what does a producer do? And she goes, well, I'm not really sure exactly, but I do know he signs the checks. So I think Bridget would definitely still be in this industry. I think she would be putting together, films that touch the heart of people.